if the SEC ever decides to do their job. We need a WSB drumline. Original poster posts a meme of the movie Whiplash, with the drummer crescendo. Put up a click track video for everyone to follow and get apes to submit YouTube videos of themselves drumming to it. Someone could edit them together. A community-wide WSB songs produced by whoever decides to upload their track. Would be cool as crap. I play the guitar and am sure other folks on here do too, like the dude who makes the sea shanties, smiley face. I'm thinking a thread where someone could comment a link to their video and then people can play along to their video and link theirs in a reply, and that way we could get a good variety of styles/participation. I would be happy to contribute some bass. Drum roll for WSB drumline thread. I can be on Triangle. I'm in. I've got the kit ready to go in the jam room already. Put up a click track video. Forget click track, put up a Dr. Beat on the voice setting since nobody here knows how to count. I'm pretty sure I have that robotic 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Burned into the center of my soul. I haven't heard it in more than a decade and yet I can still hear it in my head like it's in the room with me. Found the band nerd. Even worse, 10 years of year-round drumline. My hobby was getting chastised while doing the same thing a million times as a Dr. Beat shouted numbers at me for 3 hours. Man, that was fun. Just turn in the E enough for a good time. YouTube link. I knew it was going to be that video. I don't know what clown re-uploaded that 2 years ago. That recording is at least 15 years old. And I am still not tired of watching it. That's probably the cleanest line I've ever seen. The rehearsals must have been absolutely miserable. It's really fantastic. I'm a fan of drums, in the form of drums only. YouTube link. Now we know what drum sword fighting would look like. Wow, that was amazing. I can't believe I watched the whole thing while taking a crap. Damn, that was clean. Well, that was effing cool. Thanks for sharing. I have a trumpet, can I come? F it, WSB Jam Band. Were you buying or were you holding? So you do know the difference. Not quite my share. This is deeper. Why are you looking at the floor? Kenny G's little code isn't down there for you to gobble on it. Replace floor with sell button and I think you got something there. Yes. Not my sell price. Not my portfolio. Ha 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 ha, yes is to the top with this. I'm autistic. Say it so all the apes can hear you. I'm autistic. Louder. I'm autistic. As a musician and trader, I enjoyed this post a lot, ha ha ha. Original poster replies. Glad to hear that. I had to go back to kindergarten to learn how to count this high again, so I hope people like it. Just wait till you learn about triangles. That thing is low-key one of the hardest instruments to play well. He meant the shape. We've only done up to circles so far. I guess I skipped straight to calling them triads. Sounds like I missed out on a magical childhood. People love to make this joke, but it's true. If you're playing with an orchestra and you're in charge of the triangle, you're probably hitting it once or twice during the entire song. Which means you have to effing keep on effing time or else the entire point of your instrument is effing useless. It's not like a woodwind, where there are 4 of them playing. If you're playing the triangle in a composure, you're it. You're the guy. That crap's wired up to an amp and if you miss your timing by 1 beat, it will not work and you will F up the performance with the stupidest instrument of all time. It's not hard to play, it's hard to keep paying attention and counting beats enough that you can hit the thing at the right moment. It's hard to play if you're playing rolls or precise/intricate passages. Someone who doesn't know what they're doing will keep accidentally muting notes because they don't know how to make it ring out consistently. And God help you if you're a triangle player in the orchestra conducted by Web link. Not my effing tempo. Wait, those green things were numbers? Great DD. It was great. But what were the squiggly things that kept changing when he hit the drum? Unripened bananas. Ah, because they're green. I understand now. Thank you. Ape help ape. Ape life good. What does the SEC need to do to make this happen? To the moon, rocket, 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 gorilla, gorilla, gorilla. Same. Out of all videos of this style so far, this is my favorite take by a long shot. As a boyfriend to my wife, same here. As a musician and trader, the compression that happened to the audio makes my ears bleed. All honor and glory to God, the truth is powerful, beautiful and will set us free. The SEC works for WallStreet. What job are they supposed to be doing, my naive friend? Smiley face, remember that bit about using long calls to hide FTDs? The SEC gave instructions on how to do that. They are not looking to stop these shenanigans, why would they? They get a cut. If the SEC did their jobs, half of Wall Street would be in jail and the markets would be in Armageddon mode. The SEC has to half-butt its job to make sure the trading floors are operating, but also pick off a few mid-level criminals every once in a while to convince the average schmuck that the system works. That was a great movie, smiley face. What is the title? Thanks. Whiplash. Appreciate the reply. It's an absolute masterpiece. Went in blind, came out like wow, what a fantastic show. A must-see. Going in blind is important. This scene alone is probably the most defining given the dynamics between the two characters. Essentially the perfect crescendo to climax. Should have won the Oscar instead of that Birdman trite. By comparison. 100%. Honestly, one of my top 5 movies. Not a musician or a teacher. The movie is effing amazing. I could watch it every week and not get tired of it. I get chills every time I see this ending scene. We just watched the ending? Dang, that really bums me out. Yeah, but you really have to watch the journey. You see his struggles and will to succeed. The ending is just the cherry on top, but you still want the rest of the sundae. Definitely worth a watch even after seeing this. Not exactly. Out of context, this scene doesn't mean much. You have none of the context though. That scene is like the exact same as many other scenes, but the context changes them all. Yeah, no, this doesn't ruin it at all. You should still watch it. Really good movie. The movie is still a wild ride, knowing the ending doesn't mean much for this one. I'd still recommend you watch it. The movie needs to be watched to fully appreciate this scene, and it really doesn't ruin it. Go watch such a good effing movie. Agreed. It's one of the greatest films. As a drummer, totally not realistic though. Playing those BPMs by trying to force your hands faster will F your wrists up and you'll develop bad form. Got to start slow and work 'em up, but my god, it's a good film akin to an underdog sports film. I think that's the point of the scene. To exaggerate what he is doing to himself so the audience knows he is beating himself physically to the point where his hands are going to be torn up. Correct. Whiplash is not a movie about music or drums. Whiplash is a movie about abuse. The first time I watched it, I almost shut it off during the final concert as he's embarrassing himself trying to play along to the song he didn't know. It was so cringe-inducing. Then he goes back out and goddamn. Great effing movie. He wasn't embarrassing himself playing a song he didn't know. J.K. Simmons asked him to come in to play Caravan and then switched the song on him without telling him, to show him who's boss once more. But he came back out, took control, showed himself, his parents, and the audience that he had mastered it, finally. Only to receive the hard-fought approval of Simmons, after all of that abuse. There isn't a happy ending, it's bittersweet in that behind every great performance is someone who has abused themselves to get to that point. There's even blood on the cymbal. He reached his peak greatness, and then dies of a drug overdose at 30. That's a lot of people to shower. Wait, did he die of a drug overdose? I don't remember that part. That's in Whiplash too, Tokyo Whip. Symbol. This scene in particular had my jaw on the floor. The last 20 minutes of this movie are an absolute roller coaster. Also one of the most stressful movies I've seen. The tension builds the entire movie. I was mentally drained at the end. Fantastic movie. The Adam Sandler one where he is the diamond guy is similar. Uncut gems. It's all like a spring of tension being wound up for 120 minutes only to unwind explosively in pure musical/cinematic/narrative bliss. It's beautiful. Musician here, it's a pretty good movie and I enjoyed it, but it is more mixed to some musicians. Former musician here, I want to watch it, but I'm scared. Watch it, it's not as bad as some say. It's mostly just shows the negative sides of some leaders in the field. Is my number 1. Simple plot. Low budget. No effects, just acting. So powerful for how simple of a movie it is. Were you rushing, or were you dragging? I don't see a effing Mars bar under there. Oh. So you can tell the difference. Gave me flashbacks to high school band. Are you Russian, or are you dragon? Not my tempo. GME stock gives me whiplash. Great movie. Marley and Me. That ending was so epic. And to think some producers wanted to actually cut his solo. Said something stupid along the lines of he's good at drumming. We get it. Producers like that are the hedge funds of the film industry. Parasites, contributing nothing, collecting a fat check. Misspelled tragic. Epping destroying Caravan solo after an embarrassing sabotage by Fletcher. Who smiles at him right as he's finishing? A nod of approval. Seemed like redemption to me. I think it's bittersweet and dipped in dramatic irony. To think it's a purely happy ending is to endorse the psychopathic, abusive, brutal pursuit of greatness, which I strongly don't believe the film is endorsing. Redemption, yes, but also very tragic in the classical Greek sense. What an amazing movie. I completely agree. It's a spectacular ending, but really look at what Neiman went through and suffered. It's a victory for him, but I don't think the film really wants us to think the ends justified the means. To me, always saw it as the birth of one of the greats, wherein Miles Teller's character achieves the greatness he had sought after, labored for, and been abused for. It's a happy ending in the sense that he scored a victory and came out of the other side of being put through the ringer by Simmons' character. Although I see your point, the question of whether or not it was worth the abuse to get there is one of the main things the film is exploring. Yes, this is how I saw it too. Exactly. The price of greatness comes at the cost of everything else. When I saw it with friends, I commented on the fact that this is a tragic ending was not present enough in the way it was shot, and was dismissed. The entire point of the movie is that he was pushing himself too hard, and needed to get out. His father is looking on in horror as he destroys himself for that solo. His drum set is covered in blood. The writer/director agrees. And at 30, he dies of a drug overdose. Web link. And at 30, he dies of a drug overdose. Jesus, that makes it much darker. I can definitely see that angle now. It's not like that ending shot erased everything that happened previously. I guess I just wanted a happier take from it, haha. It also goes on to say he was clearly joking about that ending but serious about it. I don't know what the writer is saying, laughing out loud. The writer is saying that while he was joking about the specific way he would have conveyed that plot point, i.e. a post-credit scene with a funeral, he was dead serious about the sentiment. Watch the movie from the dad's perspective. He tells his son, "You're good enough." Son lashes out at dad and emotionally replaces the dad with J.K. Simmons. And in the end the dad sees all of this and then sees his son get injured. Such a great movie. Wow, I just saw the dad was a wet butt lady who was happy to cotton wool his son from generative stress that would lead to his greatness in his childhood passion. Yet didn't defend him at all at the dinner table against his friends' mediocre football playing family's insults and actually joined them, and even apologized to strangers when they knock his head with popcorn. And limp hand held him around life, preferring it when he was a dead-end barista. Terrible parenting. Strongest ending to a movie I can remember. One of my top faves. I need to watch this. Original poster replies, yes sir. Underrated film. Is it underrated? It won 3 Oscars and was nominated for Best Picture. What's underrated is how goddamn good J.K. Simmons was in that movie. Underrated? J.K. Simmons won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. What's underrated is how goddamn good the editing is in that movie. Underrated editing? Something good about the editing. Laughing my butt off, the joke was it also won Best Editing at the Oscars. Underrated editing? What's underrated is how goddamn good the sound mixing was in that movie. Underrated sound mixing? You mean the Academy Award wasn't enough? I just wish the Independent Spirit Awards would have stepped up and recognized this great film. Not underrated. Underknown, I'd say. A lot of people never heard of it. Underrated actor, Incredible and Counterpart, which they cancelled because Stars sucks. Counterpart was brilliant in every respect. It could have gone on as long as The Americans and still kept kicking butt. F stars. I've yet to start season 2 because I know it'll end for me soon. The dude is like 2 different people, it's unbelievable. Also Tenzin from Legend of Korra. Love the man. He's absolutely killing it as Omni-Man and Invincible RN as well. Underrated actor. Is he really, though? I feel like anytime anyone sees him in something, they, totally justifiably, say something to the effect of F yeah, this guy's in it, he's the best. Underrated? 88 on Metacritic, top 300 with an 8.5 on IMDb, top 50 all-time on IMDb, won 3 Oscars, 94 on Rotten Tomato. But the average person hasn't heard of it, man shrugging. This is true and sad. Sir, this is a homeless hot soup line. Because they are average and watch average movies. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.